What's up, y'all? I'm AJ Simmons, founder of the Clean Biz Network, and the reason why I started the 1010 program is because I get it. Starting a business can be scary, it can be risky, and you don't know what to do. You know what I mean? So with the 1010 program, I decided, you know what? Let's guarantee you success. Let's put you together with a one-on-one mentor. Let's give you unlimited leads, and let's guarantee you that you can get to at least 10 grand a month in contracts. So whether you're already in business or whether you haven't even got started yet, the 1010 program can work for you and assure you that you will grow at least by $10,000 per month in recurring commercial cleaning contracts. So if this sounds like something that you want to do, click that button below and go ahead and book a call with me. And listen, this is not like a franchise opportunity. These will be your accounts that you actually own, not some franchise middlemaning you. This is actually a guarantee. These will be your actual contracts. This will be your actual business, okay? So click the button below and schedule your call, and let's see if we're a right fit for each other.
All right, yo, what's up, everybody? Happy Friday. I guess I'm kicking this off solo for now, man. But hey, y'all, welcome to the Clean and Business Coaches Live. I am Tony Williams. You can find me online anywhere at Tony Williams Official, and check me out on the website at TonyWilliamsOfficial.com. Man, today is Friday. This is our coaching session where you can just really ask us anything. Usually it's me, Brandon, Andrew, where we get here and we just provide insight to the cleaning business, getting your business started, growing your business, anything of the nature. So, this is driven a lot of times by answering your questions. So please feel free to let us know where you're checking in from, and then let the questions start rolling. All right, so until we get rolling, man, I just want to just touch on a couple of things, man. Something that's been on my mind this week, while we're doing some of our coaching, just tapping in with quite a few people, man, is really, where's your head at? Like, understanding where your head is at on this process. Like, why are you doing this? What's going to motivate you to keep doing this? What's going to motivate you to keep going when you are overwhelmed, burnt out, feeling like, hey, maybe I made the wrong choice or whatever? What steps are you taking to gain clarity on that thing? Because sometimes we start on this journey with a big dream or a big vision, and it's a big emotional decision for us, like whether it's to quit that job or whether it's to make that investment. A lot of times we do a lot of that stuff based off of emotion and feeling, and we don't put a lot of logic behind it. So my thing is, man, is like, yes, please dream. but it's the logic and the action that's going to help you make that dream a reality. Like when things aren't working out right, when you're losing contracts or you just flat out not getting contracts, like whatever it may be. Like, okay, hey, logically, did this actually, you know did I make this executable? Because it don't have to make sense, like, because they say that people that are unreasonable or have unrealistic expectations are a lot more likely to succeed than us, like, than people that live inside of a box. But at the same time, you still have to, you know, figure out, how am I going to make this work? Like me, not looking at what everybody else did. How am I, with my life set up, with everything that I have as far as resources, lack of resources, how am I going to make this happen? So it's awesome to have that big dream, but then at the same time, you gotta that, and it doesn't have to be realistic. Like, you just have to look at it like, okay, how am I gonna make this happen? How am I gonna make this work? How am I gonna crush this? How am I gonna achieve that income, that business, that offer, that program, that whatever it's gonna be that's going to help me get myself and my family to where it is that I want to be. So, I just encourage anybody that's watching, those of you that may watch this later, to man, just sit down and write that down. Like, if all of this worked out, if everything, worked the way I wanted it to work, how do things look? And then you reverse engineer that. You start going backwards. Okay. So I want to be able to get to 10K a month so I can quit this job. All right. So first I need to be making sure that, for one, while I'm doing this 10K a month, I'm able to commit to the activity that's going to get to the 10K a month. All right. Let's work backwards. What does that look like? All right. How can I execute that right now from where I'm at? And then you walk that all the way back to right where you're at right now. And then start doing it, man. Start executing. Like, we've talked about this for the past couple weeks, man. People don't protect their time, protect their activities. They don't define specific activities that they may be doing. And it just like it 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 sidetracks them. Right? Because, hey, you're not taking a true inventory of where you were in life when you decided to gamble on yourself. Like, what headspace were you in? What job were you working at? What house were you living in? All that stuff. Where were you at when you decided to, roll the dice and go ahead and be like, hey, I'm betting on me. Like AJ says a lot of times, bet on yourself. Like, where were you when you made that decision? And where are you now? So, like, if those places look the exact same, then you ain't doing nothing. You ain't working hard enough. Like, you ain't learning enough. You ain't executing enough. Like, you got to be honest, man. Like, my clients will definitely tell you that I am um probably a very direct coach. I don't spend a lot of time on the technical stuff because that stuff's easy. We can get through that stuff quick. Like, I can show you how to make a cold call, can show you how to work your CRM and all that stuff like that. But then we jump into the real work. And that's accountability. That's you showing up every day. That's me holding you to, like, hey, this is the life you said you want to get, but this is what you're doing. And the life you want is up here, but your effort and your activity are down here. And I'm sure almost every one of us can look at our life in some sort of way, whether it's on the physical side, whether it's on the spiritual side, whether it's your relationship with your significant other. It could be your relationships with your children, relationships with your parents, like whatever it may be, your bank account, like whatever's going on. Like, every one of us can look at where we're at in those things compared to where we want to go and evaluate our effort. And for probably 90% of people, they don't match. Like, the expectation and the effort don't match up. So what are those areas that you can really just start, like, matching the effort for the expectation? Like, because that's when you start seeing real change. Like, the success don't happen on accident. Yeah, sometimes you might get a stroke of luck, you might get a big break or something like that, but that don't happen every day for everybody. As I believe it may be, gosh, I can't remember who. which one of them that says it, because so many different people say it. But there's a phrase: the harder I work, the luckier I get. So like, because people will see you and see you when you winning and be like, oh, that was just luck. He had this happen, he had that happen, but they don't remember, or they didn't see all of the work that was underneath that. So man, don't do it for the claps. Don't do it for the content. Hey, unless you're a content creator, that is your thing. Like, then hey, put out as much content as you can nonstop. But as far as if you're looking to grow a cleaning business, like, start doing those things that are going to grow your cleaning business. Like, not getting attracted by, oh well, this person over here selling wigs. I just watched a YouTube video about drop shipping, like all that stuff like that. Man, if this is the lane you chose, that's going to be the lane to help move you forward, and lean into it. Like, lean all the way into it, and do the activities and do the things that are going to get you to where you're trying to go. But like I said at the beginning, first we got to figure out where that's at. We got to do a real, true evaluation of where you're at right now. And then, where do you really want to be? Who is my support system? Is my spouse supportive? Do I have people around me that are going to be supportive? Do I just need to just be like, hey, I'm thugging it by myself? Like, I ain't got no support. Like, making those things, real in your head, so you have an honest evaluation of your situation, so you know how to move. If you don't got no support system and stuff like that, man, go ahead and shake off the fact that nobody ain't clapping for you. Go ahead and shake off the fact that nobody ain't returning your phone calls for help. Go ahead and shake off the fact that, all those text messages that you sent out promoting your business, none of them got returned. But if you have a supportive spouse or supportive kids, or a supportive family, or anything like that, checking in from Tallahassee, Florida. What's up, Tally Ho? I spent good time in Tallahassee, man. Like, go Rattlers, FAMU. So welcome, welcome, welcome. But yeah, make that honest evaluation of your situation, and not make it what you wish it was. Well, I wish my family supported me more. Hey, they don't. Like, if they don't, then you got to move along and do it without them, because in reality, you may be the one to set the tone. You may be the one to set the tone to get everybody else like moving and grooving. But if hey, I got people that rock with me, that really bang with me, man, lean into that. That's a cheat code. You got a supportive spouse, you got a supportive network and stuff like that, man. Well, I don't want to ask nobody for nothing. Man, open your mouth and ask. It's about being realistic about your situation and where you're at, man. So I'm not sure if anybody else is jumping in, but yeah, definitely want to welcome some questions, so I don't have to just sit here and keep ranting or nothing like that. But yeah, definitely feel free to ask anything, and I will do my absolute best to give you the most I guess experience driven response that I can.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There we go.
I was over there listening in on the phone as I was trying to rush and get here.
Nah,
Appreciate you
you all
holding
good,
time,
big
bro.
dog. What's up? What's up? What's up?
Happy Friday, bro. Happy Friday. Running around, man.
Yes, sir.
Yep, I was we got Wade to do hop on a call with the clients and try to get the AI implemented with the system. So
Okay.
working that off as well. But anyway, out of breath trying to get up in, hustle in. But I appreciate you, man. I was listening as you were speaking. Nothing but facts there, bro. Like across the board, you were killing it. So now I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let him keep cooking. So I appreciate that. All right, cool. You said Tijuana, by the way, I guess I should say it properly before I get into it. I'm AJ Simmons, founder of the Clean Biz Network. Some know me as the Clean and Business GOAT. And got my guy Tony here. I'm sure he introduced himself already. CBN consultant, expert, been in the field for a while now. Built, multi six-figure cleaning business, sold that. And we are here to help y'all. We also got two partners as well. Sherman Lewis, automation specialist, and King, as well as my guy, Mr. Brandon Orr, sales extraordinaire. They may or may not make it today, but either way, we are a team, so we hold it down regardless of how I go, just like Tony was just doing. So here we go. We here to answer y'all questions, y'all drop them below. All right. Tawanda says, I want to change my business name. How do I go about doing that? You want to get that one?
Yeah, definitely in Florida it's easy. So, seeing that they from Tallahassee. So, in Florida that's easy. You just go to you go to sunbiz.org, you find your business, you click on your business, you file an amendment, to just change your business name. I never changed the name. I've amended my documents before. I've never changed the name. So you might have to provide some sort of supporting documents or something like that with it. But man, I'm not sure about other states, but the state of Florida makes it pretty easy to do business. Like
For sure.
period. Like
All right. And I'll add some context on that too, since we ain't got a lot of questions rolling in. So keep them rolling, y'all. But a lot of times too, sometimes we think we got to change our name, and it might not necessarily be called for. Like, I would ask you this. I'm not sure how far along you are with your business, but if you don't really got like a lot of revenue coming in, or if you know you haven't done taxes and stuff properly for the past few years or something like that, it might just be best for you just go ahead and get a whole new LLC and start from scratch and do it fresh with clean books and everything. So sometimes a name change might not be the route that you want to go, but I don't know the reason why you want to do it. But just consider that as well. I'm not sure where you are with your business again. I don't want to assume, but I'm just saying sometimes that it's probably just better to get a whole nother LLC. It just depends on where you are.
Yeah, man. If since it ain't a whole bunch of questions rolling in, if they could provide some context, that would be helpful, and we can, hey, get you a single session.
And there you go. It's turning into your whole personal coaching session right here.
So hey, if you have it, like the time or whatever. I'm not sure if you at work or you driving or what, but if you can provide some context, we may be able to help you navigate that a little better.
For sure.
But yeah, man, AJ, on to what I was talking about while they're working on providing some context, because it looked like they're about to drop some there. Um, like you say, you were listening, like and shoot, you've been coaching people in this industry way longer than I have.
Yeah.
I got my first people start reaching out to me, based off of our first interview.
Yeah.
So I know I could imagine what that was like for you. You know what I'm saying? As far as you're the one doing the interviews, how many people you've probably called and coached and counseled and stuff like that. So with that being said, like I don't like to use the term realistic
Okay.
because like,
I
you
know
know,
why.
yeah, if we looking at realistic, we'll stay,
Mhm.
at our job and yeah, do what's safe.
Yep.
So I don't, because realistic sounds safe, but how many people, um, I guess like when you see people
Mhm.
that get excited, like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm about to jump into this. I'm starting a business, like blah blah blah. I'm about to roll. I'm about to do this. I'm about to do that. And
Right.
then they active in the group and all this stuff. You see them posting wins and standing in front of a new account and all asking the questions, and then crickets.
Yep.
Like a couple months later. Me personally, I feel like that's a result of uh um uh imbalance in effort and expectation. But
Hmm.
I'd be curious to see what your thought process is on those people that jump in and get burnt out like super quick or don't want to do it no more or whatever it may be. What is your point of view on that kind of stuff?
First of all, I love that question, and it's actually a perfect segue for me to mention this real quick before I answer it. Shout out to my guy Sean Richards, who started off with us way back before Clean Biz Network was called Clean Biz Network,
Big
and
dog.
you know what I mean. And CBN legend, man, he had us so motivated all the years and getting out there. I'm talking about Ubering every day. If he won't clean it, he was Ubering. He had his family with him. He had his kid. He didn't care. He was doing big numbers with just him, his wife, and his kids, and he didn't get. He just was getting into it. But I bring him up in relation to what you asked is because he's one of the exceptions to that. Even though I've seen it a bunch of times, and we're gonna get into it.
Mm-hmm.
But he literally, I watch most of the people once they get up to those higher numbers, they get up there, they either they quit because they start getting hard because you systemize name. Hey, you got to manage this stuff, right? So they get up there and they start quitting, or B, they just they move on. They don't stick around. But he is somebody that actually built up, stuck around, still pop in and give us some free game, and even to get knowledge from us sometimes, still to this day. And so I want to shout him out because immediately after this live, as a matter of fact, he probably just joined this stream, and we're gonna go straight into it. But he's gonna come on after us, y'all. So stay tuned, y'all. We're not gonna quite close at 2 today. We're gonna keep it rolling today. My guy Sean Richards is coming on, and y'all get to hear from somebody who built with CBN from the ground up. So that's that. But to get back to what Tony just asked me about, man, I think I don't think there's a better way to say it than what you just said. An imbalance between expectations and what did you say it was again? Expectations and
Imbalance between effort and expectations.
effort and expectation. That's the perfect way to put that, because I made a post the other day, as a man, you kind of hit on it as you were just talking before I got up here. I made a post and I was like, a lot of people look at me and they think that I'm lucky, but they have no idea that how much work I'm putting in. Like I work way more than what I mentioned. Like if you sit around me long enough, a lot of people will never know, that I know the things that I know. A lot of people wouldn't know anything, because I don't, unless you ask me, I'm not saying anything, because I learned in the early days as a new entrepreneur. The new entrepreneurs we get new entrepreneur syndrome, and you think you just want to tell everything you
Oh,
know, and
yeah.
you know what I mean, and you think everybody that got a job is just stupid and don't know nothing, and it's the only way. But then as you get a little more wisdom and you bust your head a few times, and you got to take your ass back to work a couple of times, and you start to humble yourself, get a little humility. You know what I mean? You start to realize, you know what? Okay, there's more than one way to skin a cat. But anyway, needless to say, though, I think that's what it tends to happen is people they don't realize just how much work it really goes into it. And you know, guys like us, we can make it look easy sometimes, because I get up here in my white tee. You know what I mean? I don't try to polish it up so much out here on social media and stuff. But truth be told, there's a lot of stuff that I'm also doing in the back end. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, these days I might go chill at the cigar bar, chill at the lounge with some people, and I look like the regular people. But what we also don't see while we're doing that is, okay, AJ was also spending his whole Saturday building an AI agent, right? And we didn't also see that every time AJ driving to and forth back to any place he going, he listening to a tutorial on how to build this damn app he trying to upgrade, right? You will also not, so many different things that we not seeing on the back end. I think that we got to understand that in this cleaning industry, and you're a cleaning business entrepreneur. And let me know if I'm getting too long winded. I'm just doing this on purpose
Oh,
to
you
the
good.
questions. Okay, so, but people got to understand that business is business. I always say that. Like, yes, you are a cleaning business entrepreneur, you're a cleaning company owner, but that's just not what you need to know. The last thing you need to know about is Clorox. Shout out to them. I don't even supposed to say their brand name like that. But that's the last thing you need to know is that. Like, the first thing you need to know is how to sell, how to close deals, how to lead, how to have good habits, how to be a better person, period, as yourself, because your company gonna go as you go. You know what I mean? And shout out to Bill, because as you grow, you hire good people and bring people around, that now all of a sudden the company will not only go as you go, but it goes the way as your team goes. But it all still goes back to you. So that's kind of my 2 cents on it, and hopefully that was a little bit something to get us rolling.
Yeah, yeah. We got some questions rolling in now. Well, she said her business name is her name. So, and if you just say it's Tilwanda cleaning services, like it doesn't seem scalable, transferable, and stuff like that. Like, now you can do it. Like you can definitely do it. But if that's something that's something that's going to hold you, yeah, Tawanda Cleaning Services LLC, been a company for years, just been discouraged because I'm not getting activity. Um, yeah, like you can change it to doggone, Tallahassee, janitors or whatever, but still at the same time, like it's like I tell people with getting a website or getting business cards or something like that, like it's not magical. Like, it's not going to magically make you do the work that you need to do. So don't think that now if that's something that you need to do for like internal motivation, cool. But don't think that it's going to be no magic in the name. Um, you still gonna need to get out there and do the work. You still gonna need to go out there and knock on doors. You still gonna need to pick up the phone and cold call. You still gonna have to send that email and then respond when they send you a reply. Like, like people forget about that part. Like, you get it, somebody email you back, like email them back. Yeah, somebody, you miss a phone call them back. Like, like that kind of stuff in a timely manner too. Like, don't take forever. So those business functions, you're still gonna have to do them regardless of what your name is. But this is just my opinion. Your name should be scalable and sellable. When you make a business, it should be something that you could see on the side of a truck, like, or something like that, depending on where you want to go. Like, if you just gonna be a solo cleaner, man, Tawanda Cleaning Service is solid, like, for sure. If you're gonna be a solo cleaner, cleaner houses, man, get you a van with your picture on the side, or something like that. And if that's how you gonna rock it like that, like, it works. But if you planning on building a scalable janitorial company where you want to add a team, add more people and all that stuff like that, like, you do want it to be a little more transferable. Because even though you don't plan on selling your business, a piece of advice that I was given was, when you start your business, like look at it as if you're going to sell it one day. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you start it, when you first begin it, like, start, like I was talking, start from the finish line and then work backwards. Same thing. Start from the day that I sell this business. How much money are we doing? All this stuff like that, and then start walking it all the way back to where you at right now, and work that plan.
Everything Tony just said. Let me get something going over here. Let me get everything Tony just said for real. And thanks to Tony for asking her to add some context, because now we can really dive into this thing. Only thing I would add to that is kind of reiterating what I said earlier. So now that we heard that, piggyback what Tony just said. If you're gonna do, I would say, if you're just gonna do residential and you know it's gonna be mostly you, maybe a helper here or there, that's fine to want a cleaning service. But if we really want to build this thing scalable and you're trying to build a real company about that, you might can still do that with that name, but we just gotta, think about it. Is that really scalable? Is it or is it not? We don't know. So that's something to consider. The other thing I would say is to go back to this. My main thing would be tax purposes, like that type of stuff. Like, are you how's your books? How's your taxes been for the past few years? I'm assuming you've been this in your first year. If it is, no big deal. Just get a new LLC. But if you already been, matter of fact, you said it already, didn't you? You said you've been in a year, right? Okay, bet. So,
Oh, for years,
Yeah. So if you've been doing this for years, that's what I want to say. Bam. So if you've been doing this for years, that means you got an aged company, which means that might make a difference if you decide you want to go get some business funded at some point. But the key here is how are your taxes? Is you good on taxes? Keep the business, change your name if you want to change it.
She could even DBA it.
There
Like,
you go.
if she's good on taxes and the books are good and stuff like that, and for funding purposes, for tax purposes, like if you wanted to purchase something, a lot of times they're gonna look, hey, your business needs to be a business for at least 2 or 3 years before we can even consider this as part of your income. But, like, might just DBA it. Like, keep Tawanda Cleaning Service as the official name, but it's doing business as X. And then that logo, that label, that everything goes on all of your marketing, everything, and that's how you're public facing as business X. But when it comes to the back end and the legal side, you're Tawanda's Cleaning Service still.
There you go.
So that's an option as well, instead of completely changing your name. But you have to, I think, to get a DBA, you just got to submit like a posting or something like that, like with your new business name, like a logo or something to show that, like, this is actually your business name now. So
yeah, and I love that. And I would just piggyback on, and let's just say you want to keep that name for whatever reason, you can. Don't think that Tijuana Cleaning Service is not like good enough. It is good enough, but here's something that I think about too is, okay, well, once you do that, now the business revolves around Tawanda. So that's one. Two, people are prideful. So I don't know if I can get as many people to come work for AJ Simmons Consulting as much as I can get people to come work for Clean Business Network. I probably could. I don't know, but I know people get prideful and like, why is all about AJ? Why we is everybody? You know what I mean? So just some things you can think about, or even on another side like this. We look at Elon Musk. He got into some political trouble during the early terms of this Trump stuff. People stopped buying them Teslas. They was boycotting all of the dealerships, right? Because he's the face of the brand. When you to Wanda's cleaning service, you are the face of the brand. So you can't snap on Facebook. You can't have a slip up. You can't do nothing because everything revolves around you. But if you can create a brand that's a little bit separate from you, you might can get away with a little slip up here and there a little bit easier. So just some things to think about. But anyway, hopefully that helped you. All right, we're gonna move on. I got Charleston Tidy here. My got your Vino says I was listening in on Facebook earlier. Amazing advice, Tony. Shout out to Tony here, right, for the amazing advice. And also shout out to my guy Charleston Tidy out there, Mr. Vino, checking in. All right, what else we got? CBN Vet. Hollis Standifer. I think I said that right. This one I'm having now is that I need more employees or subcontractors, but I really don't have revenue to bring them in. What do? I got some answers, but I'm gonna let my guy go first. You want to keep it up?
They might not like my answer, but like, if you got the accounts and you ain't got nobody to work them, then you just gotta work them. You know, you work them. You know, forfeit them, sell them, whatever it is. But I think it's important to expand your network. Like hop in CBN, see who lives in your area, wherever you're from. Like, you know, people are always looking for work, sharing work, like whatever it is. You know, especially in CBN, like we family, so we try to look out for CBN members before we look out for anyone else. But one of the things I did when I transitioned from W-2 to more of a subcontractor model, like, cause I was pretty much all W-2 employees. Like I started out with subcontractors, then I went to a model where I was pretty much doing almost all W-2. And then I realized that, hey, I wanna go back to more of a subcontractor model. And my thing, man, I was hopping out on people. Like straight up. Like I see somebody at a gas station with a magnet on their car, or you know, they got a wrap on their van, or whatever like that. Hey, I'm hopping out, like, you know, with my card. Like, hey man, my name's Tony. You know, I got a cleaning business in the area. You know what I'm saying? I would love to get coffee with you.
Yeah.
Like, and man, like, there's a lot of people that be like, man, I hopped out and I started working with a subcontractor, caught him at the light. Like I pulled up on somebody at the light and I looked over and I was like, oh snap, they had a cleaning company like magnet on the side of their car. And I'm like, roll down your window, roll down your window. And they rolled down their window. I was like, hey, this is my number. I'm about to call you. And I called their number and they answered. And we was talking as they was driving one way and I was driving another way. We had coffee the next week and they opened account for me like 2 weeks later. Like, so like, you know, it's about like again that effort. Like if you need to get the work covered, you gotta figure out a way to get it covered. And it might be unconventional, untraditional, whatever. I even heard somebody one time talk about they would jump on Thumbtack and hire other people to come work their job and then they would like do it that way. And I'm like, that's kind of wild, but like they would just bring another company in to work the job, like, and they had to do that until they was able to stop working their job and actually be able to go and do the work themselves and build the team. So one thing about business owners, like, I feel like in a way we're all creatives
Yeah.
at some aspect. I'm not a super artsy person. I'm not finna be the one to plan an event or like something like that. But in order to stay in business and grow business and stuff like that, you got to constantly get creative. Creative with your numbers, creative with your time, create, like, you know, hey, you got to be able to create these opportunities and create these moments. So I would just say get creative.
Yeah. 1,000%.
Yourself. Like
1,000%. And so with it being creative, I'm gonna give you a step to how you can do that. If it's subcontractors, vendors list. If it's employees, lots of applicants. All right. So you said that what do you do because you need more people, but you don't got the revenue to hire? Well, be clear. Hire don't mean you got hours. Y'all you never had a job or seen somebody with a job where they on the schedule. They got the job, they still work there, but they not on the schedule. You can have that situation going on. So if you got subcontractors that you need, take a vendors list. Put a vendors list on your own website, like an application, I mean, for vendors, and tell them go on your website and apply. And always promote it, just like Tony was saying. Let people know, hey, we hire, we look for partners, et cetera, et cetera. Send them to your website, have them fill it out. Now you got it stored. Hopefully, you in Clean Business Network or somewhere where you can have a CRM where you can hold these people all in a database, and you got them in there. So now, if they subcontracted, send them to the subcontract application. If they employees, send them to the employee application. But either way, you got them all stored in. So that way, even though they're not on salary, they're not getting hours yet, but you got them on standby, and you got a section out to where, okay, bam, I got people out here on the west side. I got at least 10 vendors over there. I got 5 people down there on the south side, et cetera, et cetera. And you can pull these people up whenever a new job come available. Now you hit them up and say, hey, bam, are you available this Friday, 5 p.m.? It's going to be a one-off job, or I got this new job coming up. It's Tuesdays and Thursdays. You think you can handle that for us? So that's how you fix that problem. Because you don't always think that you got to have a set schedule or salary before you can get somebody onboarded. That's number one. Then number two, damn, it just slipped my mind that fast. And I think this is why, because I've seen another expert just come on here. What's good, brother? Tell them who you are.
What's up, gents?
Happy Friday. What up?
Man, I'm Brandon Orr. Man, sorry I'm late to the party, but excited about everything that's going on in 1010 and man, the growth with everything. So, but specializing in sales, I do bring a corporate style aspect and teach you how to use your own style to close more deals, and we do that by helping you to increase your closing ratio. So,
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you being here, bro.
Wherever I can.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that. So, and I'm gonna see if I can remember what I was saying. What do I do? No, I pretty much hit it. So, but that's it though. But don't think, oh, that's what it was. And don't think that also that just because you wouldn't do it, that somebody else wouldn't do it. Don't think, because it's like you might be in a situation where you like, okay, I'm not accepting no job that's only one time a week. You might not, but somebody else might will, but you won't know that until you put it out there. So just keep that in mind too. All right, we're gonna move on to the next one, and I'm gonna try to speed these up now because we got a bunch of questions now. All of a sudden, appreciate everybody tuning in and locking in. And then Sean Richards is coming on here shortly, so I want to make sure we try to get as many of these questions as possible. So what I'm not gonna do is keep answering them after somebody else answers them, unless we something that's really dying. We just try to keep it to one person. So this next one we got from Eduardo says, "I have a question. What is the number one thing you should study when you don't have the cleaning supplies and equipment?" Feedback? Anybody?
Sales.
They study sales. That's a good answer. Facts.
Hey, nothing is more important than getting a client. If you don't have a client, then you have no need for supplies, no equipment. So
it's just sitting there collecting dust.
I would say see how to get a client.
No, hey, Brandon, they put in a glass box. I got a business.
Right. Facts. Right. That's perfect damn answer too in one word. Absolutely. All right, Tawanda says that we already got that one. Okay, but no, wait. Did we say that? Been in company for years, but been discouraged because not getting activity. And again, going back to what Tony said, don't assume that it's just because of the name either. Like you still got to follow up. It's gonna be on you to sell, regardless what the name is. How you sell is really what's gonna close that deal. What's good? My guy Mahar checking in, CBN Vet right here, and also new to the 1010 program. I think we got to get a little bit of noise in here for that. How do you making that leap?
Oh, yeah, my boy jumped down. He is ready to go. He's excited.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And salute to Brandon. I know you were working with him, making sure he was straight before he moved in. So, all right, what else we got? Bam, makes sense. Tamisha as well. I'm gonna give you one, even though I think you joined like last week, but welcome in as well. Nope, she automation. My bad. You still good. All right, what else we got though? She says, "What is the number one way you feel gets you more leads and cold calling door to door? Oh, wait. What is the number one way you feel gets you more leads and cold calling or door to door? If you, if I did read it right, if you were to start from the beginning, what would you do? So basically, you saying what's the best way to get leads, cold calling and door to door? And then if I was starting over, which one would I do? I'll let you guys talk.
I'll jump in. I'll just say it depends on you and kind of like what your style is. It depends on what you like to do. And sometimes what you like to do is not necessarily what you're good at, and sometimes what you're good at is not necessarily what you like to do. I'm good at cold calling, but do I like cold calling all the time? Absolutely not. But that's what I gotta do, right? So you just got to get out there. I mean, it's hard. I've said this before. It's hard to steer a parked car, right? So you can sit up here and analyze and overthink it. Don't overthink it. Just get out there, get some flyers made, get them printed, Vista Print or whatever your local shop is, print shop is, flyers. In my opinion, flyers work better than business cards. In my opinion, I've done that. Man, I have a video where I did show you how to do like outside door to door prospecting out there somewhere. But yeah, just get out there and let everybody know your name. I would do both, right? Until you see which one is bringing in you more results. So, and then whichever one is bringing in more results, you just gas that one. So, but don't overthink it. Everything works. Everything.
Agreed. Tony, you want to jump in? I know I said one person, but you know what? I can't help myself. So you want to say something on that real quick?
Just following up on what Brandon said, man, it really depends on you. Realistically, the phone has more reach and more range. Like you can touch people further away, like, at a higher volume. But like, if you're not going to do it, go ahead and spend that gas money and go start knocking on doors and getting in front of people. So just know yourself, but whichever route you pick, neither one of them work if you're not executing.
Right. And I'll just say, if I had to start all over again today, it would be cold calling because it's more efficient, it's faster. But I ain't gonna lie, in my early days when I actually had my cleaning company, door to door was my way. I got more customers that way for sure. All right, what else we got? Eduardo says I had that same problem. I didn't like my company name, and I'm working on getting my DBA as well. There you go. All right, what else we got? 9 years, but I've been working a full-time job in healthcare, and cleaning been mostly side hustle because I wasn't generating income for it. Gotcha. All right. What is the number one way you would say? Oh, same question. Okay. Got how do I join CBN? Well, that's a great question. So if you just want to join CBN, Clean Biz Network, the basic membership, you can go to www.cleanbiznetwork.com, click on join. But if you want to work with one of these guys right here, as well as my guy, Clean King Automation himself, Mr. Sherman Lewis, you can go to 1010program.com and literally be a part of CBN and get a one-on-one coach to go with it. So you can check that out. Both of those are at www.cleanbiznetwork.com. Or if you want to know for a fact you're going to need a one-on-one mentor and accountability coach, make sure you go to 1010program.com. All right, what else we got? Ms. Gerald, CBN alumni as well, says, I don't know much about sports, especially soccer, but I'm seeing people listing their Airbnbs for $900 to $1,200 per night for the FIFA tournament here in Atlanta. Is this reasonable? Right? And then we got to follow up. She said, if so, should I tell my clients to raise their prices? Hey, by the way, I'm just tuning in. Appreciate you coming in. I don't know much about it either. I considered getting the Airbnbs before. I tell you this, if the market willing to pay it, I mean, you charge what the market will let you get away with pretty much on that. But yeah, I don't know much about it. Y'all got some feedback on that?
No, I'm out on that one.
As far as that, like the Airbnbs?
Yeah.
Man, like what she said, is this reasonable? The thing about it is, like, I guarantee you if they charging it, people paying it, whether it's reasonable or not. If they charging it, people paying it. And if your prices used to reflect their old prices, then your prices need to go up.
So I got a slightly different stance on that one part about if I should raise. I think I would only raise my prices if the level of difficulty raises. But other than that, my price is my price. I'm aiming for my profit margin. And if you happen to be getting more all of a sudden because of a particular thing, then kudos for you. But I'm not going to basically price gouge just because, oh, you get more money. I want to get more money. Like, nada. I'm charging you for my value. That's it. I'm not going to act like that's correlated to one another. Unless
So
the scope of work change.
I,
Go
and I
ahead.
want to just as for me, like and that was Mila thing. So she would be the one to ask about that. So
Yeah,
reach out to Mila, the
for sure.
housekeeper. She can
Yeah,
probably give you the best. But I always charge when I charge Airbnbs. I charge based off of. I would go to their booking site and I would charge based off of their fees. Like now when I got a client that I cleaned for that particular client all the time, like we would lock in the price, like this a per visit price. But like if it was just somebody calling me randomly asking me if I can clean the Airbnb, I would go to the Airbnb site, see what they booking, and what their fees and stuff like that are, and I would do my price based off of that. So that's what I'm saying. If their price is up, then my price is up because that's what I'm doing the price based off of. But Airbnbs, I probably did those for like a year.
yeah,
Yeah.
More
I was going
power
to say.
to you.
And
More
I
power
never
to
even seen
exactly.
Airbnb, so keep that in mind as well.
you.
All right. All right. Next one. Mr. Brian Francis says, would it be safe to get contracts even though I have not gotten my insurance bond or website yet? Would it be safe to get contracts? Is it safe to get them? I
If they
think it's
sign
definitely safe to get. Right. I'm
Again,
not sure.
I'm gonna go back to it.
if they
If you don't have
sign
a contract, you don't need
it,
the insurance or the bond. So I
Right.
mean,
right.
but I get what he's
It's
saying.
always a good idea to get insured,
Yeah,
but if you can close a contract without it, then they signing it. Like
Yeah.
so,
yeah,
but just sound business advice, man. Insure your business.
for sure.
So in case somebody falls down, something like that. So, if you can close the contract without the insurance, do it. But by the time you in full swing working in that contract, especially if you bringing anybody in and it's not just you or something like that, definitely want to be insured for sure. But if you can get the contract without the insurance, go for it.
Yeah.
But all right, we got another one, and I guess we can slow it down now. We're making it towards the end, and I'm gonna go grab my phone real quick. I'll check some. KJ's Best says, any recommended books or YouTube channels that you can recommend for learning sales? Which I got.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, it just depends on your style. You can do Zig Ziglar. I love Zig Ziglar. There's a lot of people that talk about sales. You just got to get in the right niche. I know B2B sales is different from B2C. There's a lot of people who talk about B2C. Um, but yeah, just start listening to like Zig Ziglar. That's one of my favorites. I have him on YouTube, so I would start there. Definitely breaks it down um, to where anybody can understand the concept. That they teach. So I would start there. There's plenty. I listen to the
Yeah,
old school, so
yeah.
there's a lot of new guys out there too. But I would stay away from like B2B. I'm sorry, I would stay away from B2C because only if you're doing like residential cleaning. Because what we do is B2B. You're selling to a business, which is sales is sales at the end of the day, but there are different um, strategic routes and ways to sell versus selling to between selling to an individual person as if you were an insurance agent versus selling to a business. You selling your cleaning services to a business. It's two totally different things. You may be talking to a CFO. Another good book is Selling to Vito. And I may be saying it wrong, but I read that book years ago. um, Vito, very important top officers. Basically, it'll help you to sell, like whether you are talking to the front desk person or the CFO, or it helps you to uh, tailor your pitch and craft your message to the person who you're talking to. So, for example, we sell cleaning services. The front desk person may not care about the bottom line, so you wouldn't talk about improving the bottom line to the gatekeeper. But if she's like, hey, I don't handle the cleaning services, the final say so is on the CFO. Okay, he don't care about some of the things that you may be talking about. Hey, how is this going to impact the bottom line, because I'm the CFO, so I'm responsible for making sure this company doesn't go out of business. What can you offer me? So you would pitch something that will pique his interest, right? So it's like, hey, I see you guys are going through a lot of changes in cleaning companies. Every time you change a cleaning company, the amount of time that it takes to uh, find and seek out a whole nother cleaning company that your staff has to do, that's leaked profit in your company. So why not, find a better quality company, pay a little bit more, but you don't have to keep going back all over again looking for a new company. And what that will do is improve your bottom line. It'll save a lot of time. And now that time is put back into your business. That's what they want to hear. So when you craft a message like that in a way they can understand, um, man, you close a lot more deals in a strategic way. Strategic selling is essentially what it is. So, but I got in the weeds there, but I love this stuff. So,
Yeah, for me, man, I'm a little more like Brandon. I like the old school guys because, like, they go over the psychology of sales a lot, like being in the right mindset, knowing how to communicate with people. They pretty much can help you sell anything to anybody. So, I'm big into the old school guys, Brian Tracy, Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, Les Brown, like those kind of guys, because they work from a more of a mindset standpoint when it comes to that newer school. I'm not new, but like newer, guys like Jeremy Minor, Jeb Blunt, Grant Cardone, like, so. But the thing about it is there's such a variety um that you have to kind of find who um who speaks your language the best, like
right,
who speaks to the way that you think, like, the way that you feel. Like, for me, Grant Cardone don't do it for me. Like, at all. Like, it's not a knock on him. The man is crushing it. Like, there are a lot of people who follow his teachings that are crushing it, but like that just doesn't even come close to fit in my personality and my style or nothing like that. Like, I'm more of like, I like Jeremy Minor a lot because he's a very psychological seller. Like, he gets into the mind and almost reverses the sale to the point where the person is like, "Nah, I need that." Like, instead of like sell, 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 at the end of it, it's like they don't walk themselves through the pain points and all this stuff like that. And it's like, I do need your business. Like, this does make sense. But Grant Cardone is more so like, I'm about to punch you in the mouth until you give me that contract. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
got my
come on
money.
now, come on. Hey, I'll stop. I'll stop once you sign. I'll stop when you sign. Like, that's
Mhm.
not, that's not my, that's not really my vibe. So it's about knowing your personality, who works. Like it ain't for lack of information or availability. It's tons of people out there inside of our industry. There's tons of people out there. There's tons of people that are online doing cold calls, different things, doing door to door. Like, they finding other ways to close business and stuff like that. But like, ultimately, you already here. Like, so like AJ has years and years and years and years worth of sales material and stuff like that. Like, when I first started, I binged his channel like crazy. Like, so I can definitely say that it is definitely info there. But who is going to be able to speak to you in a way that you're going to be able to not only receive that information but apply and execute that information? So
Yep.
like, we can give you a whole list of books and stuff like that, but like, if you're not in a position to truly receive it and execute and apply it, then like, man, just start from where you at. Start doing the things that we've already talked about. You're on here, and I applaud you for it. Every Friday I see your name and you're interactive and stuff like that. We've talked about so much stuff already. So like, you start there and then listen to some of these back. Start jumping into different podcasts, chat GPT it, like, Google Gemini, hey, good sales podcast, like, good sales books, like, that type of stuff like that. It can be helpful because you might find somebody that speaks directly to you that we've never even heard of. So
fair enough. I'm looking down at my Audible now. I'm like, can I get something? Is there something I can give? Because it's so many people, man. It's nonstop listening to people. Like
yeah,
you would name
I was
names
gonna say,
I never even heard of. You know what I mean? And then I'm sure I got some. That people probably like. Guys, I listen to Alex Becker. Like a lot of people don't know about him. Dan Henry, huge. The guy spoke at my conference in Vegas. Marquell Russell,
mm-hmm.
a master in sales. Who else, man? Grant Cardone. He does it for me, but not because it's tactics. Because you're right, he's not like a psychological type of seller at all. But what he is since he knows that he's not that good at actually selling, that he just good at hustling. Basically, it's a numbers game. So I always used him for motivation when it comes to sales. So I like a lot of his stuff. There we go. Seller Be Sold by Grant Cardone is in here. As a matter of fact, as I'm looking at it, Alex Hormozy, anything business period. Alex Hormozy for sure. What's the black Christian guy?
Myron Golden. Come on,
Myron Golden. Amazing. You know what I mean? So it's so many of them, yo. Yeah, it's just so many of them. I just say, just be a student.
I would say if you had to have a starting point, I would say the compound effect.
Okay.
That's probably my highest recommended book next to Think and Grow Rich, but the compound effect, by Darren Hardy. And in that book, it's not a sales book, but he talks about sales, but just compounding your actions. Like, hey, like if the bar is set at 20 points of contact a day, like do 50 of them. Like, because if everybody else doing 20, like, and you're doing 50, and then you're doing that for an extended period of time, like those activities and those actions are going to start to compound, and then next thing you know, everything done blown up, and you're receiving. Like it's dope. It changed the game for me, for sure. That was one of the first books I read when I first started my business, and that helped me, like, because I was paying attention to the competitors, like, not taking a shot at anybody, but even some of the people in the group that was talking about what they were doing. And I'm like, okay, if that's what they're doing, then I'm gonna just do way more than that.
Right.
Like, no, dead serious. Like, that's how I was looking at it. You remember in the group, I was a fly on the wall pretty much. Like, I just watched, and I would see what everybody said that they was doing. And I'm like, bro, I'm about to blow that up. Like, because I can do that easy. Like, and if that's the baseline, then like I'm about to do like 5 times that, like, like 6 times that. Like, I'm just going to do way more than everybody else. And if I fail, this might just not be it for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, the Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, if I had to recommend one single book that can get you rolling on sales and stuff like that, it would be that. And then jump into his info, Success Magazine. Like he goes crazy. Like he took over for I believe Napoleon Hill. Like the dude that wrote Think and Grow Rich. Yeah. No, I think it was Napoleon Hill.
Yeah, that's what's up. And then you want to put me on Darren Hardy too. So yeah, that's what's up. Shout out to him. All right, what else we got? We got MP2O. Before I do anything else, if you like what you're hearing, number 1, hit that like button. Number 2, drop a comment or something. If you're rewatching this later, subscribe to any channel you see that you can subscribe to that you're watching this from. All right, we should be multicasting everywhere by now. What else we got? 1010program.com. Work with us. Go www.1010program.com. You can work with us directly one-on-one and be part of Clean Biz Network as well when you do that. All right. MP215 says, good afternoon, fellas. I'm trying to get into the cleaning industry. Don't have much saved. What's the best lane to get in? Was thinking about franchising. Your thoughts? Well, franchising ain't for it. Franchising, if you don't have money saved, you can't afford a franchise anyway. But even if you do got a lot saved, I wouldn't recommend that. I've done that 3 times for you. And just to make sure you understand, that's not the best way to go. I've also even worked for them as an employee. I just would not recommend it. But to each their own. I'll say this though, to answer your question the way you asked it, you said that you don't got a lot saved. What's the best way to get started? Join Clean Biz Network. Go to www.cleanbiznetwork.com. Click join. Once you join, there's going to be a course called the Cleaning Business Starter course. Go through that course. It's going to literally tell you step by step by step by step and show you, not just tell you, but show you too what to do. And then you just do it. And you're going to be in business straight like that. And then if you don't get enough from that, and you got a little bit more saved than you think you got, check out 1010program.com and work with us one-on-one. And we can do everything that program is going to do for you, but on steroids because you got us literally in your back pocket. All right, what else we got? Tawanda says, that's how I do Airbnb. I based on what they charge, right? Piggybacking what Tony was saying earlier. All right, and Sharita Ha says, what's up? My name is Sharita. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. Shout out to Miss Sharita out of St. Louis, Missouri. So that is the end of the questions. Like we won't catch up for a minute. They started piling up all at once. So we appreciate everybody for chiming in today, y'all giving us that feedback. Final thoughts before we wrap up, y'all. I'm pushing to 2:15 because at 2:15, that's when we're gonna actually go live. I got an interview about to drop literally right now at 2:15 on my channel. Sean Richards, he's gonna come on here. He's gonna talk about this new company that he just started called Saving Tim Solutions, where they're either partnering with cleaning companies to help you grow to a whole nother level. So you might not have the budget behind you to have that streamlined operations team behind you. He got a solution for that. Or you just tired. You've been doing this for years and you like, you know what? I just want to get out and get a big payday. Send me 100,000, send me whatever, you know what I mean, $1 million check and get me out of here. He got a solution that his new company is here to basically partner with you to build your company up, or he just buy you out and relieve you of that duty, or whatever the case may be. But y'all make sure y'all check the interview out at 2:15. But before we go, final thoughts, just based on everything we discussed so far, y'all. We had some eventful conversations. I'll let y'all. I guess we start with Brandon. You on the far right.
Man, just get after it. Get after it. Don't overthink it. Let's win. Study. I like that everybody's asking, what to read, what to listen to. That's phenomenal, man. But as Tony said, we could bring in all of that knowledge and not use it and not apply it, and it means nothing until you actually apply what you're learning. So, man, let's start applying it. Let's start taking action, and man, let's change our lives here. So let's win, man. I'm Brandon Orr. I can be found at I am Brandon Orr on Instagram and YouTube, and I'm looking forward to helping and being a resource.
For sure. Appreciate that. And don't leave just yet. I want to ride it to the end. We're gonna, if you can stick around a little bit. What you got, Tony? Any final words or just thoughts on your mind?
Yeah, man, get your mind right. Like, what the old song? Get your mind right. That G. But
you can turn the TV off too. You can throw a little bit of that in
there. But no, seriously, man. I think a lot of times we skip over, and this is just where I'm at in my season, man. Is really just aligning myself like holistically, like so getting my mind right, getting my spirit right, getting my body right. Getting all those things right and controlling all the things I can't control. You can control what you watch. You can control how you spending your time. You can control how hard you're working. You can control certain things, but then there's other things that you can't control. And those things that you can't control, you just gotta let it be what it is. Like, don't spend any time paying attention to it. Like, why watch the news? Why watch, baddies? Why watch Real Housewives? Why watch, what's going on in the world, man? What you gonna do? Like, like what you like seriously, I know people be like, you should keep up with current events and all that stuff like that. Man, unless you got money in the stock market and all that stuff like that, like, what you gonna do? Stop driving because gas prices so high? No, you not. Like, you still gonna be paying them high behind gas prices. So don't get caught up in that stuff, man. Like, focus on what you can control. Focus on your family. Like, get your bag up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Get your mind right. Get your health in order, man. We don't talk about that enough. We never even talk about that, on this channel. But, man, like, that's an important part. Like, getting your health together, because, like, man, you can be doing all this stuff like that. You can run up a bag, but doggone, you die when you 40 years old because your doggone body ain't good. Like, all you doing is leaving your kids money, and you ain't never seen them grandkids and all that stuff like that. So it's bigger than being able to just move around. Like, we want to be able to move around, have a full life, and experience the fruits of our labor, because some of us have been working since we was 14, 15 years old. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then you get into your golden years and can't move, man. So, like, man, start working on the whole you, because AJ hit on it earlier. Like, man, your business only gonna go where you are. Like, you know, if you're not growing, you know, in every way, like physically, spiritually, mentally, like all those things, like your business it's gonna have a ceiling. Like, no matter how high it is, it's still gonna be a ceiling there. So you can get your business to 5 million, but if you haven't become the person that can get it to 10 million, you're gonna be stuck at that 5 million, you know, forever. So, like, wherever you are, man, start there and do a true evaluation of who you are, you know, and really start working from that, man. But I'm Tony Williams, man. You can find me at Tony Williams Official, TonyWilliamsOfficial.com. And I'm here, man. I'm here. CBN fam. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, hey, that was a good point too, Tone, about the health, man, because in Clean Biz Network, we got a community and we got different channels in the community, and we got the Clean Biz Fitness. So make sure y'all utilizing that if you in CBN. Show us your workout, show us your eating routine, show us we there to encourage each other and build each other up. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you pointing that part out as well, because like you said, without the health, the wealth thing really, how you can't even have wealth without health. You know what I mean? It's pointless. So definitely prioritize that for sure. Exactly. Health literally is wealth. Exactly. Shout out to all around everything. Miss Serena checking in, checking in, fam. Shout out to CBN alumni as well. Who else we got? MP215 says, okay, thank you. Absolutely. And then he or she says, the starter course, does it cost? It costs nothing if you're in CBN. It's part of the membership. But if you just want the course, you don't need the CRM, you don't want to be part of the community, none of that, then just go to cleanbeachuniversity.com. You can buy it. I think it's like $197 or something one time. But it's better to just join CBN, $99 a month. Yeah, there you go. cleanbusinessnetwork.com. And then we got my guy checking in, 1010 alumni. I think I'm gonna get a horn from my guy. So remember I was telling you about the guy. I don't know if he's shy too, so I don't know if he won't be said, but I'm just gonna sneak it in there. But remember I was telling you about an NFL player that's in 1010 that he went through the program. This is him right here. Shout out to my guy DJ checking in right there. At some point, I'm gonna get him to do an interview with me, but for now, we're gonna just dig him up from here. I appreciate you checking in. All right, who else we got? A Burnett says, good afternoon. Welcome in, even though we're wrapping up now. All right, who else we got? F, I don't know how to say it, but welcome in. I'm gonna just say for Sean. That's what I feel like saying. Y'all dropping dimes. Greetings from Hendersonville, North Carolina. Shout out to you. Appreciate you catching them as we put them down. All right. And we got somebody else. Thanks. This was a productive meeting for me. Good. Glad we brought some value to you on this Good Friday evening, y'all. And by the way, all right, we got to see another
CBN. Join the fam. This normal.
Exactly. Come on in. This is what we do. And so I just dropped the link in the chat, y'all. That's where the interview is going to be. It's about to drop exactly like 1 minute. Actually, I think it's like a 2 or 3 minute buffer on it anyway when it premieres. So we ain't got to rush. But hit that link, go over and watch that premiere with me. I told you it's gonna be huge. You might get some value from it as well. Well, you will. Ain't no might about it. Definitely go check that video out as well and keep rocking with us after this. Mr. Brown says on the CBN, on the insurance, is that for the bond also or just insurance? So I can't remember if they got bond coverage or not, because I recommend Next Insurance. So you can go to insurance.cleanbiznetwork.com. That's www.insurance.cleanbiznetwork.com. It'll take you to our affiliate link because we are partners with Next. And but yeah, you try them out. I think it depends on where you live. I think sometimes they'll cover it for you, and other times you might have to go somewhere else for it. But they should have it though. So, but just check with them. And then also, I think you said something earlier, and I didn't chime in on it for the second time. But I want to go back and say this too. It was somebody. It might have been you. You were talking about getting a contract without the insurance and everything, and it's like, yeah, it was you. Said it's a good idea. Listen, if you can get it like we were saying. But also this, I actually teach to go get the contract. Try to get a contract before you got it, but get your quote first. At least know how much it's gonna cost But if you go into that walkthrough and they ready to close that deal, now hurry up and go online and get the insurance. But the reason why I tell you to do it like that is because what I don't want y'all doing is paying recurring every single month for more bills than you need to. We want the company to be able to pay for itself. You do not want to be just racking up bills and expenses out of your personal pocket. So just want to make sure I add that in as well. And you said you don't see the link. That is weird. Oh, because you're on Facebook. So go to my page on YouTube. Yeah, so my bad. For those who watching on other platforms, we always prioritize YouTube because that's the way it shows it to us. That's like, and that's who paid me, to be honest with you. So I don't make no money from other platforms. So I always prioritize YouTube. But come over to the AJ Simmons YouTube page. Check that out. If you just go on my page, it'll be the first thing you see. So with that said, thank y'all so much for watching. We appreciate y'all for chiming in. Don't leave me just yet. Go to my channel. Check out this other video. I dropped the link in the comments for those who can see it on YouTube. I'm AJ Simmons, founder of the Clean Biz Network. We are the Clean Business Coaches with the 1010 program. Check us out at 1010program.com. Thank y'all so much. We out of here. Happy Friday, y'all. That's when I was supposed to drop it all nice and cool without behind. My bad.
Headed to the top, ain't none of y'all stopping me. Used to say I never get a ring, Charles Barkley. Now I got a wife, got kids, on property. Bubble-eyed beans that look like that be watching me. Okay, I lied about the beans, but that was hard though. I'm still in that black act, but she starred though. Cause that's all it takes. Don't flash it for. I'm on my grind, not no more.
What's up, y'all? I'm AJ Simmons, founder of the Clean Biz Network. And the reason why I started the 1010 program is because I get it. Starting a business can be scary, it can be risky, and you don't know what to do. You know what I mean? So with the 1010 program, I decided, you know what? Let's guarantee you success. Let's put you together with a one-on-one mentor. Let's give you unlimited leads, and let's guarantee you that you can get to at least 10 grand a month in contracts. So whether you're already in business or whether you haven't even got started yet, the 1010 program can work for you and assure you that you will grow at least by $10,000 per month in recurring commercial cleaning contracts. So if this sounds like something that you want to do, click that button below and go ahead and book a call with me. And listen, this is not like a franchise opportunity. These will be your accounts that you actually own, not some franchise middlemaning you. This is actually a guarantee. These will be your actual contracts. This will be your actual business, okay? So click the button below and schedule your call, and let's see if we're a right fit for each other.